We are paying so much attention to Jubilee, we are paying so much attention to NASA, but there's a third factor, third force, which is now proving to be very formidable. This third force is going to have a major impact in the 2017 elections. This third force is going to decide who the next president of Kenya is going to be. I'm of course talking about independent candidates. As of 2 days ago, the estimate was that we're going to have 4,000 independent candidates countrywide. Okay? Out of those 4,000 independent candidates, we have over 200 standing for MP and over 31 vying for senator. Okay? Now, over 200 may look small to you, but just picture this. Those 200 are most likely in different constituencies. So we are talking about half the House, half of Parliament, yeah, independent candidates, yeah. And remember that most of these independent candidates are extremely popular. They had to be rigged out. They had, some sort of mess was done, or, So that means that if just half of them go through, which I'm persuaded and convinced that at least half will manage to win the particular seats they're going for, that means half the House will be independent. Wow. Actually, comfortably half, because the exact number of seats are 349 seats, and out of that there are 290 elected members, yeah, and we have over 200 people standing on an independent ticket. So you can see the kind of impact we are talking about here. And it gets even more interesting. There are 27 independent candidates for governorship. 27. Again, half the counties could have independent candidates. Or even if not half, let's say, okay, there are 27. So let's say 3/4 of that goes through, because there's some very strong candidates. For example, you'll remember the recording I did on Busia. Yeah, Member of Parliament Paul Otuomo is standing as an independent. Now that's a big name. Is most probably is going to go through. Yeah, so independents are going to be a very major force in this election. But what should really be worrying the presidential handlers, or the handlers dealing with the presidential candidates, is what is going to happen on the ground when campaigns start. Because, there's this issue of sympathy votes. Yeah. So, of course, I can picture Tomo standing on the, standing to address people and telling them, these ODM people messed us up. Yeah. But now I'm still an independent, There's going to be some animosity against these parties which denied them a ticket. And that animosity is very easy, because this is politics. It's very easy for that animosity to turn into a protest vote against the party which they were supposed to go for. Now, of course, this is going to affect NASA much more than Jubilee. I don't see it impacting Jubilee much. Fortunately, as you all know, this is just the tribal factor. No Jubilee person is going to, the diehard Jubilee supporters, there's no way they're going to vote for a NASA candidate, yeah? That is the reality on the ground. So it's going to really affect. Of course, the most affected party within the NASA coalition is going to be Wiper. Oh, there's such a mess in Wiper. I'm going to cover that in a later recording. Just look out for it. Because Johnston Mudhama has said no. He's not standing even for the senator again. He has said he does not want to be associated with Wiper. He's not going to campaign anywhere for Wiper. Gosh, and so on and so forth, yeah? But coming back to the topic of the day, these independent candidates are going to be a major force in Parliament. Now, is that good for the country, or is it bad? Now, of course, any NASA supporter listening to this will say, oh no, Chris is on our case again, yeah, giving us more problems that we're going to face. No, I'm not on your case. I'm just giving you the reality. You want me to tell you lies? You want me to tell you things to make you happy? Yeah? And even, of course, I've said a few things about Jubilee that are not like the tribal factor. No Jubilee, independence in Jubilee zones will not affect the presidency as much as they will in NASA. Yeah? People might not like that, but that's the truth. Yeah? Gentlemen, ladies, my hands are tied. I just have to say the truth. What's on the ground? Anyway, to answer the question whether it's good for the country or not, on paper, theoretically, it would be very good for the country, because theoretically what would happen is that this independence would now lead a third force which will be more focused on the needs of the people, less focused on tribalism and ethnicity. Yeah, on paper it's perfect. On paper it's a dream come true. However, this is Kenya. And I can assure you what's going to happen. These independent candidates are going to become billionaires overnight. Why? Because they're going to be wooed by the major parties. You see, after they win election to the House, both parties are going to now approach them. We want you to, vote on our side, support our side, blah, blah, blah. And what an independent candidate will simply do, he'll simply sit back relaxed and wait for the highest bidder. The reality. So either way, the voter loses. So as exciting as this independent candidates thing is, at the end of the day, the impact and the benefit on the long-suffering Kenyan voter will be minimal at best. That is my opinion and that's my take. Thanks. This is Chris Kumekucha.